Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds, I'm Nerdarchist Dave. Today I'm hanging out with this nerd.
Nerdarchist Ted. How you doing this fine and lovely evening, sir?
Doing great. I'm ready to talk about some Unearthed Arcana 2025 and take a look at Forgotten Realms and what they have to offer when it comes to the knowledge domain.
So I was excited reading this one, but not only because this was literally the first hardcore character that I played for 5th edition over a decade ago, but reading it and seeing the tweaks and the change that they made kind of was a little bit made me reminisce about my character and how things might have been a little bit different if I had played this rule set back then, because they decided, all right, well, we don't have a psionic cleric yet, and this is knowledge. Knowledge is brain, knowledge is the mind. Let's turn this one into a psionic subclass.
Yeah, it does lean that way a little bit. You're also kind of a cleric stan, so
it's true. Cleric is and has been for a long time my favorite subclass. You can do so much with it, but that's not what this video is about. So first up, in here, it goes through the different updates of what it brings versus what it had before. So your Blessing of Knowledge now gives proficiency with a type of artisan tools that it didn't have before, but you still get 2 skills and expertise in those 2 skills. But instead of automatically being Arcana and History, you now have Arcana, History, Nature, or Religion that you gain proficiency with and expertise. Holy crap. Awesome.
So do we want to start at the beginning with kind of like the flavor?
Oh, sure. The knowledge domain values learning and understanding above all. Clerics who tap into this domain study esoteric lore, collect old tomes, delve into the secret places of the earth, and examine the processes of the mind itself. Gods of knowledge vary from masters of arcane magic to patrons of craft and invention. To them, knowledge is more valuable than material wealth, and the desire to learn is an act of worship. Libraries, universities, and other institutions dedicated to education all draw on the power of the knowledge domain. On Faerun, clerics of the knowledge domain worship deities of learning and ingenuity like Agma and other powerful deities such as Asmodeus, Mystra, Svaris, and also count clerics of knowledge domain among their devotees, as do less common deities like Din, the scribe of Agma, and Azuth, servant of Mystra.
Yeah, I kind of like the way it kind of leans in other directions, not just the straight up knowledge gods.
Yep. And if I mispronounced any of them, because I know there are definitely plenty of Forgotten Realms enthusiasts out there, I know some of them, but I don't necessarily know all of them. So if I mispronounced something, it was not intentional.
Yeah, and the knowledge domain's kind of like subheading is Unearth Secrets and Master the Mind. 3rd level, we kind of went over Blessings of Knowledge, and that's where you get 1 artisan's tool of your choice and 2 of the following skills. And again, Ted had kind of gone over them. You have expertise in those. So this gives you this kind of guarantees like not every single knowledge domain cleric is going to be exactly the same now, at least.
Yeah, I do like that. So you could take this and be like, okay, well, I'm religion and nature is going to be very different from somebody who decides to take Arcana and History. If you want to be super into religion, you absolutely can be now. And it was one of those things that was kind of amusing that when I played this subclass, that I had expertise in Arcana and History. And I had religion because I was a cleric, but it was like, well, I know more about magic than I do religion as a cleric. Wait, what?
So you get your knowledge domain spells. 3rd level, you get command, comprehend languages, detect magic, detect thoughts, identify, mind spike.
That's a lot of spells. 5th level, you're going to get dispel magic, non-detection, and tongues. 7th level, you're going to get arcane eye, banishment, and confusion. And then 9th level, legend lore, scrying, and synaptic static. So a lot of great spells in there. These are automatically on your prepared list. No need to take them. They're automatically there for you. So a lot of great stuff.
Yeah. The reason why 3rd level is so loaded is because cleric, you have to wait to 3rd level to get your domain now. So I'm getting it at first. Also, they go through and kind of like in the what's different, what's new. Like we wanted to make sure there was more combat options for the cleric. Now, I don't really know that your knowledge domain cleric really needs more combat options, but that's the way they're going with 5e. That being said, though, some of the combat options they are giving you, like mind spike and banishment and synaptic static, or also confusion, are all great combat spells.
Absolutely. But we're not done yet for 3rd level. You're also going to get mind magic. As a magic action, you can expend 1 use of your channel divinity to manifest your magical knowledge. Choose one of the following Choose one spell from the knowledge domain spells that you have prepared. As part of that action, you can cast that spell without expending a spell slot or needing material components. Now, I know at third level, it might not be outside the realm of possibility to be like, oh, well, do I have my 100 gold piece gem to cast Identify? Well, now you can do it without expending that material component, or not needing to have that material component.
Yeah, and I think before then you get like object reading,
things that didn't come up all that often in our games.
Yeah, this is a very different feature than what you got previously.
Yeah, and it's limited by your channel divinity, which sure you have a limited number, but you gain more as you get more cleric levels. So
yeah, and you get them back as well. So you get a bunch of free castings. That's not a bad deal at all. Level 6, Unfettered Mind. You gain telepathy out to 60 feet. When you use this telepathy, you can simultaneously contact a number of creatures equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum 1. Additionally, if your total for your intelligence check is lower than your wisdom score, you can use that score in place of the total. You stay your 6th level, you might be rocking to 18 by then. Eventually, you're going to go up to a 20. So when you do intelligence checks, you can be like, boom, you all start at 20.
So you only have to wait until 6th level to gain that ability. So even if you're like, boom, I've got a 14 wisdom, you've gone a little bit lower, that's still pretty nice to be able to like, all right, I'm not going to get below this. And it's for intelligence checks. So it's not like something like, I know I've bitched a lot about the bard that's like, oh, well, I can't get lower than a 17 on my persuasion checks. Lore, getting knowledge is something that kind of brings the story forward and lets you get into the exploration pillar a lot. So getting access to more lore, never have a problem with, because especially if the DM has prepared something and you're like, oh, well, I failed my check. The DM is like, well, do I give it to him anyway? Like, I did all the work. So for something like this, it might sound a little hypocritical. I'm down for this. The only caveat is the intelligence-based skill of investigation, which it does get you forward in the story when you're trying to find something. So that's more of a...
Yeah, but dude, you got that unfettered mind.
You do have an unfettered mind. So I like this. This is definitely a far different take than what clerics got before. And I know like the early 8th level abilities that clerics used to get from their subclasses I hated. So I'm definitely digging this aspect here.
All right, level 17, Divine Foreknowledge. As a bonus action, you magically expand your mind to the possibilities of the future for 1 hour. You have advantage on D20 tests. Once you use this feature, can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can also restore the use of this feature by spending a level 6+ spell slot. No action required. Actually, I think this ability is really good. Just the blanket, you just have advantage every time you drop a D20.
The aspect of this, when I first read it, I was flabbergasted. If you're not familiar with the 2024 rules, they've broken down the concept of attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks to this blanket term of a D20 test. So all of those things fall under that, so that they've got verbiage so that they don't need to say attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks every time that they want to give it to everything. So they just have this classification. So to be able to be like, for an hour, everything you do has advantage. That's holy crap. And it's a bonus action to bring it forward. So you're like, I think things are going to be a little bit challenging ahead. Boom, I see everything.
Yeah.
Cool to take this in. And this is like combining telepathy, this divine foreknowledge, and mind magic. This is where like the psionic bent of this class all kind of like comes together. Like, sure, divine foreknowledge could be worded as an aspect of, oh, the gods are telling you what the possibilities of the future are, or it could just be like you are so in tune with your mind that you are seeing things happening faster than what everybody else is. So you're able to have that better chance of success because you're freaking Doctor Stranging it. You're like, all right, I know the way to go here.
Or I was thinking about Sherlock Holmes,
sure,
where he kind of like sees everything before it happens. So yeah, it's a good capstone ability for this particular subclass of the cleric. There's many of them that have been heartbreakers, but this isn't one of them. Now, that being said, you have to wait till 17th level to get it, but it's a decent one.
I think it's far better than decent. I think that's a powerful level 17 ability, and it makes you definitely say when you're looking at this class, like, well, I am not multi-classing out because I need to get to that quickly.
Yeah. Thumbs up on the Knowledge Domain Cleric.
Absolutely. I give it my stamp.
Thanks for hanging out with us, and until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.